when I really started to wonder what it was all about is when I had children. And I have an 18-year-old now, and that was 19 plus years ago. And I started to search, what should I do for my children? I mean, should I take them to the church and get them blessed? Will they go to hell if I don't do that? What should I do to keep them safe? Should I be I had never been baptized. Should I be baptized? Will I go to hell? And all of these questions started to really be more important to me because I had children. And that's when Adventures of a Mainstream Metaphysical Mom started to become a book that I was writing, because I was wondering, how in the world do I take my metaphysicalness and still be in my middle-class mainstream world, and my kids not say, when I go into school, they say, oh my gosh, Mom, would you wear normal clothes? Would you not wear your jewelry, please? And, because it's really touching, especially when you have teenagers. What do you do with that? How do you keep your kids on a path also of eclectic enlightenment? Because there's so many ideas. And my philosophy is, hey, if it's good for you, great. Whatever gets you through the day, whatever makes you happy, just as long as you allow everyone else to be happy too in their own space. So that's what I spend time doing, teaching my children. For instance, we have a solstice equinox bowl. And kids, they don't really understand the concept of solstice equinox, but they get the idea of presence. So what I do for equinox and solstice is I have a bowl, and every season change, I go out into my garden and I show them what's in the garden and how it changes every season. I put it in the bowl, and then we have little slips of paper, and we write down what the changing season means to each of us. If it's winter, it's reflection or reading or sleeping more. If it's summer, my daughter put in tan. My 18-year-old, got to get a tan, For me, it was gardening. For my little one, my 7-year-old, with her phonetic spelling, she put peace and quiet, phonetically spelled. But I have everyone in my family, all of my children and my husband, my mainstream husband, do the same thing. Put what this next season means to you, so they're living it. So we're not just telling it. We're not just saying, oh, it's solstice, or equinox. It's sacred day, and we should be dancing around the fire. And what I want to do is apply it to our lives and help them understand. This is why the season change makes a difference to your body. This is what it does to your psyche. This is why you're feeling more energetic. This is why you're feeling more sleepy. Honor that. Be okay with that. And then what we do for presence is the present has to apply. We give them choices, but my husband and we give them choices, but it has to apply to the season that we're transitioning into. So, of course, if it's summer, it's a bathing suit or a swimming pool pass or something like this. But this is where it really became prevalent for me. I could kind of glide along because I didn't have kids and, in the earlier times. But when I had children, it was really important to me to say, okay, what should I be doing to teach them? But it also requires, when you're working in eclectic spirituality, it also requires that you study more as a parent. What does this mean? What are the practices? And then give it to your kids in little pieces. So and I have parents that say, oh, well, my daughter's dating a young man that's Catholic. She says, oh, I've told my son not to get involved or not to marry anyone that's not Catholic because it could be there could be problems. And I say, we haven't claimed it's a way of life for us of eclectic spirituality. But if she claims Catholicism or if she claims Baptist or what, fine, cool. But she's had an opportunity because we've looked at Buddhism, we've looked at Judaism, we've looked at Christianity, we've looked at paganism, we've looked at all of these different ideas, and Native American. I have Native American background, but that's not the reason why I'm exploring Native American practices and earth religions. It's just because I'm actually attracted to it. So that was really the pivotal point for me, giving birth and deciding, now what? How am I going to create diverse kids that still have boundaries? How do I do that? And so that required study. And Adventures of a Mainstream Metaphysical Mom began, and then I started studying others, and then the other books followed.